morning, everyone. It's story time with Father Joshua again. And today I'm in one of my favorite places in the entire world. You see behind me this big body of water? This is the Sea of Galilee, where a lot of our stories about Jesus take place. Now, a few years back, I got to go and sit along the Sea of Galilee and stand in it. Because of this story that we're going to hear today, I tried to walk on the water. But guess what? I put my foot in and it went straight to the ground. See the picture? Apparently I can't walk on water. Maybe I need Jesus to help me. Well, that's our story today. It's all about Jesus walking on this water, on the Sea of Galilee. Again, our story comes from our Spark Story Bible. Are you ready? Good. Walking on water. The disciples were just waking up on their boat. They had been out on the water all night. Yawned, stretched. It was so early, the sun wasn't even up yet. Andrew rubbed his eyes and looked into the fog. "Hey," he whispered. "Do you see what I see?" "Oh, it's a ghost," James cried out in fear. The disciples were shaking in their sandals. They were terrified. Through the fog, they could see the outline of a person walking on the water. It was Jesus. "Don't be afraid, it's just me," Jesus said. He waved a friendly hello. "If it's really you, Jesus, tell me to walk on the water," Peter said bravely. "Okay," Jesus shrugged. "Come on out, Peter. The water's fine." Gulp. Peter swallowed hard. He placed one foot on the water. Plop! Didn't go under. He tried the other foot. Plop! He was standing. He kept his eyes glued on Jesus as he took a few careful steps. He walked faster and faster. Splish, splash, only his feet were getting wet. Jesus smiled at him. Peter felt the wind blowing on his face. He took his eyes off Jesus and looked up at the dark clouds overhead. He felt afraid. Uh-oh. His ankles were wet. Uh-oh. His knees were wet. Uh-oh. Peter was sinking. "Help me, Jesus! Save me!" he yelled. Jesus reached out his hand and pulled Peter out of the sea. "Why did you stop looking at me?" Jesus asked, holding tightly to his friend. "Don't you trust me?" The wind stopped. They climbed into the boat full of cheering disciples. "Hooray! This proves it," they said. "You really are the Son of God." From that day on, the disciples were excited to tell everyone they met about the power of Jesus. Well, let's look at that picture of Jesus walking on the water. There's Peter getting out of the boats. There's Jesus walking on the water. Like I said, I tried it. I couldn't do it. Maybe you'd have better luck than me. Well, wasn't that a wonderful story? That's what you're going to hear today at church. And I have another question for you this week. If you were in the same boat, per se, would you be like Peter? Or would you be like James? Peter, who stepped out on the water to go to Jesus, or James, who was afraid of the ghost? I'd probably be like James. though I want to be like Peter. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's story, my friends. There's more exciting stories coming every week, and I'm excited to bring them to you. Until next time, my friends, from here on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, peace